And hello once again, it's our Tuesday test drive. Today we're at our featured dealer of the week. It's John Lorensen's Acura of Milford, as you just saw. And we're happy to be back again today. We're going to take a Tuesday test drive in the all-new 2014 Acura RDX. This is the RDX, not the MDX we rode in a couple of weeks ago. And of course, our guy, John Powers, is ready to take us for a test drive. Here's the car we're going to be driving today. This car, the color is Kona, and Kona like coffee, so it's got a beautiful, beautiful shade to it. Hey John, nice to see you.
Yes.
Good to be back here at John Lorensen's Acura of Milford once again. We're taking out the RDX today.
Yes.
And it's 3.5 liters. You said it goes from a 6-cylinder to a
4-cylinder down to 3 cylinders.
to a 3. It's getting pretty good gas mileage.
Yes, it's 27 on the highway and it's the 19 in the city.
Okay,
and,
sorry.
And that cylinder management system is basically how they get that better mileage.
Okay, so we're going to go around the car and take a quick look. The car is so easily accessible. It's not high. It's not really low. You can see when you get into this car, you just kind of step right in and you're ready to go. And it's got plenty of room, lots of leg room, lots of great features on the inside. Something I want to show everybody is our cargo space. I know this is the smaller SUV. It's very agile. But John, show us this cargo space if you had some golf clubs or
Sure,
you're leaving on vacation.
Yeah, the golf clubs will fit in there perfectly fine, but if you did have that little bigger piece you want to remove, just this little handle on both sides, you just pull it and it's ready to go.
That is so convenient. And look at that subwoofer. That sounds great, I'm sure, right?
Well, this ELS system, has actually NADA rates this stereo system as the #1 in any car sold in North America.
Beautiful.
So it's very impressive.
Let's go for a test drive.
Fantastic.
Right, we're inside the 2014 Acura RDX. This is a little bit smaller than the MDX, which we drove a few weeks back. We're with our very good friend John Powers. Always good to see you, John.
Welcome,
Every time
Danny.
I wake up on a Tuesday morning and it's raining, I figure I must be coming to Acura. The sun is out today. It's absolutely beautiful. We're inside a very luxurious SUV with plenty of room. I'm 6'1".
I'm 6'3".
You're 6'3". We have tons of leg room. We've got 2 passengers in the back, including our camera person, Gabby, is with us, as usual, and she's got plenty of room back there, too. So the RDX for 2014, we already talked about what's under the hood. We're looking at the dash. We have a beautiful display of our radio station, WEBE 108, playing. We have a great subwoofer in the back that we heard. The audio system sounds fantastic.
And this is your, for all intents and purposes, the remote control.
Okay.
So if I want to, let's say I wanted to change your temperature, I just have to push this button. Passenger temperature, 64 degrees.
Driver temperature, 64 degrees.
Okay, so it's going to give me mine over here.
Oh, driver,
now,
okay.
Passenger temperature, 63 degrees.
Passenger temperature, 63 degrees.
Look at that. So you never have to take your eyes off the road. You don't have to fiddle around looking for anything. It's all voice command.
If it's raining and you need to turn the rear defrost on, rear defrost on.
Rear defrost on.
Now, and it's on. Now, back in the day, you used to have to train voice recognition. Now, you can have an accent and it's going to figure you out.
As long as you know what the command list is, and this car has a built-in tutorial, all you have to do is say, help. So here's your screen of all the different types of categories you could be in. If it's a navigation command help, you click on it and she'll basically tell you all of the words she understands in that particular screen.
Gotcha.
And so you can do this by yourself. You can figure out climate control help. These are the words she understands.
So once you know the ones that you frequently use, you're going to be just using that as if you're the way you drive.
That's right.
You don't have to think about putting the car in drive. You're going to have to think about what your commands are going to be that you can use for voice. So let's tell it to drive. Let's go.
Well, almost.
On our Tuesday test drive. Now, this RDX with 3.5 liter engine, you said it's 273 horsepower.
Yep.
It's getting about 27
on the highway and about 19 in the city.
It's great gas mileage for an SUV. And it's all-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive. They do make a front-wheel drive version, and I mean, sometimes we have snowbirds and we have people saying, this car's not ever going to see the snow. So if they want that front wheel drive, they do make it. It's available. It's a little less expensive than the all-wheel drive, and it's going to be a little better on fuel.
And what does that add to the fuel? I'm always curious.
It's literally, it's marginal at best. It's only about a mile per gallon.
Gotcha.
That's all you're dealing with here, because they're so efficient with these with the system. It goes from 6 cylinders to 4 cylinders to 3 cylinders, and it does it all electronically. So the noise cancellation system built into the roof of the vehicle is kind of like the way a set of Bose headphones works for an airplane. It cancels out any unwanted vibrations that would be coming from outside or from the engine when it does that shift.
Gotcha.
So, and it doesn't shut the cylinders down. What it does, it just doesn't feed gas to them. So it's all done electronically.
Ingenious. Acura has great engineering. These cars last a lifetime, don't they? It's probably hard to get people to trade them in, isn't it?
Well, you know what? When they do trade them in, they do it because they want to, not because they have to.
Right.
And, you know, it's not uncommon to have cars in here with well over 150,000 miles. Between my two, I have over 500,000 miles on it.
And you're just breaking them in, right? That's what it feels like, because the car feels the same as when it's brand new.
If not broke, don't fix it, you know?
All right, we always talk about the Lorensen advantage at Acura of Milford, John, and you always explain it so beautifully to us.
Well, the thing is, all manufacturers have their warranties. So the regular warranty on an Acura is 4 years or 50,000 miles, and that is a bumper-to-bumper warranty. We want to extend that warranty for 9,000 miles over that 50,000. So it's in essence 59,000 miles, or 4 years and 9 months is going to be a total bumper-to-bumper warranty. The powertrain, which is the most expensive part of the car, is the engine and transmission. That's going to have, from Acura, a 6-year or 70,000 mile warranty. We want to take care of the first service that you're going to have. We're not sure when you're going to need it, because the car will actually tell you when the oil needs to be changed.
Right, depending on how you drive, right? The viscosity doesn't break down in 15,000 miles. It may be 17,000, it may be 13,000.
It all depends. That's correct. The way you drive the car is going to tell you. So you don't have to just do it every 3,000.
Gotcha, right.
And so that first service is on us. After that, if the car's going to be here for a couple hours, just give us a call ahead of time. If you can give us a week's notice, we want to reserve your loaner the night before your visit. Come on in, pick up your car, we'll work on the car the next day, and then we'll switch it out the following day. So.
And that's the Lorensen.
And even if we need to, I mean, we just had one of our clients, as a matter of fact, he asked me, he's up in the Waterbury area, and he said, listen, John, he says, I know I've got the Acura, and I actually use one of your showrooms to do our oil changes. But he says, I've got about 150,000 miles right now on it, and I need to have something changed out. You know, what can I do? I said, well, listen, tell me what day works, and I'll send the car up there. So we sent it up on Monday, picked his car up, gave him a loaner, and then his car should be finished by tomorrow, and then we'll just swap out.
That's unbelievable. All the way to Waterbury. That's very nice of you. Acura of Milford is on the Post Road at Milford, exit 39B. If you want to come in and see John Powers. John, we always talk about the great programs that Acura has, and I know they change every month. So we're here at the beginning of September, pretty much.
Yeah.
So there must be a program on this car, and a program means that there's a special deal that Acura is offering. So what can we get into this car for right now? And I know there's a bunch of different levels, so if you can explain that.
Well, what they have, Danny, is they're breaking it down by the day. So $13 a day will get you a vehicle like this, of this caliber, with the features that we're talking about right here. A lease can be broken down any way you want, to custom to your specific needs. So whatever the case may be, you can custom build it any way you want it, with or without money out of pocket. You just tell us how to do it, and it's like a seesaw, basically.
Gotcha.
More money down,
very flexible.
You know, less payment.
Right. Whatever's good for the customer.
That's right.
Makes a lot of sense. And you can drive this car, this beautiful car, for a lot less than what you would pay to buy it if you lease. And I know that's one of the discussions we have all the time too. And you can get a new car every 3 years. I know that Acura makes it very, very easy at the end of a lease. A lot of people are very concerned, like you just said, you can buy the extra miles up front so that you're not panicking at the end of your lease that you're going to be paying a big price at the end. If there's any minor little nicks or damage, I know that you have coverage on every fender too.
Yeah, the lease program through Acura has $1,500 worth of wear and tear coverage. So that's broken up into 3 different areas. One, the outside, so if there's $500 or less cosmetic damage to the outside, that's going to be covered. Same thing with interior coverage too. It's $500 for that, and $500 for your tires. Another big thing that people don't even ask when they're starting a lease, because they're kind of caught up in the moment, is what happens at the end of the lease? What do I do? And Acura is one of the very few companies, and I'll probably say less than 10% of the companies do this. There's no fee to turn the car in.
Gotcha.
And it's called disposition fee.
Right.
And I can't tell you, when people have this come up at the end of a lease, they're all of a sudden they're thinking, well, I'm finished with my lease, and now what's this $400, $500, $600 fee I'm paying? It's just basically to have them detail the car now that you're finished with it. And that's not the way we do it at all. I mean, you're finished with the lease. If we don't have a product that fits your needs, just give us the keys. We'll have your sign the odometer statement. You finished your lease, and maybe next time.
But after you've driven this car for 3 years, you're going to want to stay in an Acura. I think you become very loyal to the brand because of the quality of the car, and you don't have a lot of maintenance issues. The car's just going to keep going.
And the thing is, even if when the lease is over, you can buy your car, and whose car would you rather have but your own used car?
You know
exactly what you did with it, and after that's you have the car so many hundreds of miles and thousands of miles, whatever. The parts that you're going to put in it are going to come in a Honda box, so that's going to be a lot more affordable to do than some of its peers out there when you're going to an oil change, and it could be anywhere from $180.
All right, we're on 95 southbound. We're headed towards exit 39B. Which is the exit you would take if you wanted to come to John Lorensen's Acura of Milford on the Post Road and check out the all-new 2014 Acura RDX. That's the car we're in today with John Powers, of course. We're driving the speed limit. The car is a smaller SUV than the MDX, which we drove a few weeks back. It's very agile. It's very quiet in here. And it has noise cancellation?
Noise cancellation is actually built into the ceiling, so it'll send the frequency even if the radio is off. It'll go through the speakers to cancel out any unwanted vibrations coming from the engine.
Gotcha. It's got such a smooth ride. You can just feel like you're in a well-built, luxurious car. Now, one of the things about SUVs over the years, they started out as trucks, I remember. This is a car. It's a car chassis.
See, the whole thing was that the first generation of RDX was a bit sportier, and it was really geared toward a younger male audience, and it was intentional that way. But the fact of the matter is there were so many different lifestyles that were fitting to this size vehicle, but they didn't always want just that sporty ride. So they surveyed them for 6 years, and they said, if we change something, what should we change? And they said, change everything.
Really?
So that's what they did. So this car is much smoother, it's quieter, it's more powerful, so it's faster, it's got more horsepower than the other car did. But it's not, it's controlled horsepower, it's refined. And the paddle shifters still allow you to have a little bit of fun if you'd like to. For instance, getting off this ramp right here, just by going to the paddle shifter, I'm using my left paddle shifter, I can now shift through my 6 gears. Now I'm in 5th, and now I'm in 4th. It's just...
It's a pretty smooth downshift, too.
Yeah, so now I could leave it in 3rd gear if I want to right there and just take this curve a little bit more aggressively, so it's going to stay in that gear, so it's not going to move me to 4th gear until...
There's a lot of confidence taking that turn, isn't there? The car just stays on the road.
The thing is, that's the new system they have for the dampers. Where they have that body roll, when you're talking about a curve like that, the new system basically has different springs that will handle different situations, like the one with the slower motion of a body roll. They're called amplitude reactive dampers. And so they minimize that shifts back and forth. But if you are, let's say, hitting those potholes and things like that, and uneven surfaces, the second set of springs that are a little bit firmer, they take into consideration that type of situation.
You can really feel that when you're driving in this car. Very secure.
And a lot of people, when they see this car on the road, I'm telling you, they don't know it's an RDX. They think it's an MDX, and the MDX is its big brother. So when they get into the showroom, that's when they realize, oh, this is not the three row of passengers. This is the 2-row, and it's very manageable.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is the 2014 RDX. These are just out now, and you've got plenty in stock, I'm sure?
Yes, we do. We've got a nice assortment of colors. We happen to be in this Kona color today. Very different color. It looks black at night, but when you get the sun on it, you can see that nice coffee.
Looks like a nice cup of coffee. And tell us about your used car selection.
The used cars, well, what we try to do is our lease pool of cars out there, we try to get those buyers out of them whenever they're ready. Maybe even 9 months before they're ready, because they want a new car sooner sometimes. Sure. And we could use that inventory. And the best cars for us to have is the ones that we've been maintaining for the last 3 years. So, and as a matter of fact, people, they're on the list. They say, listen, let me know when the next such and such comes in. I want this color. If you can help me out, then, fantastic.
We're back, Acura of Milford on the Post Road, exit 39B, with John Powers, who is one of the best drivers around, most knowledgeable Acura associate I've ever met. And John, it's always great to see you. I wish you a happy New Year, and thank you so much. We hope to see you next month in another new exciting Acura from John Lorensen's Acura of Milford.
Sounds like a plan.